Hey y'all, welcome back to this week's episode of AMA Friday with Amy Miller, Recruiting in Yoga Pants. So this week we are going to dive into recruiting personas. Loosely inspired by an interesting post I read on LinkedIn. I will share with y'all. We'll talk through it a little bit, but it got me thinking that a lot of us, we don't take the time. There's two things here. There's number one is the recruiting persona that potentially fills an open position. So we'll talk about that side of it. Then there's also like who we are professionally. How are we showing up? What is the persona, right, that we're putting out there in our resume and our LinkedIn profile and so on. So quite a bit to unpack here. Hopefully it's all going to come together and make sense by the time we finish this video. But let's start with this post that I read on LinkedIn this week that kind of sparked this idea. So I'm going to first of all just express my gratitude that for the first time in a hot minute, a recruiter was not the one coming in with a silly hot take. I believe me, I see it. I know how badly recruiters behave online sometimes. We see obviously certain types of coaches and the occasional resume writer comes through with something really goofy. This time it was not one of my people. This I think like a data scientist type person who shared this. Why? I have no idea. But here's what they said. All right, let's take a look here. Got to get my cheaters on. Okay. Who would you hire? We're being given two choices here. Who would you hire? Person A has been coding for 20 years, maintains existing code, still uses old standards which were cutting edge when they were in college in the 1990s. Had I gone to college, it would have been in the 1990s. Don't make it sound so old, okay? Jeez. As I put my reading glasses on. Doesn't know modern standards, rarely writes code. This is a persona. This is an example of a persona that we'd be looking for in recruiting. So what we know for sure, this imaginary person that the poster made up, is this person's been coding for 20 years. In their current role, they are maintaining existing code. I don't know about the using old standards or doesn't know new standards. I don't know what that means. Did we ask them, do you know this standard or that standard? I have no idea. So we're going to skip that part. So we have 20 years of experience writing code, maintaining existing code, rarely writes new code. Those are three data points that create a persona. Okay? Is this persona employable? Yes. Yes, 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 they are. Have you met our government? Okay. So what this is, that the role that this person A, is going to be viable for is going to be maybe, think about fintech, think about maybe certain government agencies, large established organizations that need to maintain, an existing code base or database or something like that. Like those roles exist. So absolutely, that is a realistic persona that might be out there in recruiting land and that might align well to certain kinds of roles. So I'm okay so far. You've got me so far. Like, yep, I could see a case in order, to hire that person. Let's talk about person B. Person B has coded for 6 months, wrote a program over the course of 3 months, starting from nothing, that uses modern standards, passes a coding linter. Is it linter? I'm going to be so embarrassed if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Get off me, I'm a hardware recruiter. Coding linter. And is currently in production. So we can make some assumptions here as well, right? There's some data points that we can use to craft the person B persona. This person has 6 months of experience writing code. 6 whole months. They wrote a program over the course of 3 months, starting from nothing, and it's currently in production. So this person has 6 months of experience. They wrote and shipped a program. That program is in production. That's all we know. Is there a market for that person? Most definitely. Absolutely yes. That person is undoubtedly hireable in the right circumstances. So the question was posed, who would you rather hire? Person A, lots of experience, just basically, maintaining something. Person B, been in the industry 5 minutes, shipped a program, number of users unknown at the time. I am not diminishing anyone's experience here. I'm just trying to make a point that these two personas are completely different. And so the answer to the question, who would you rather hire, is quite simply, who fits the needs of the job I'm hiring for? Person B is not qualified to maintain a legacy code base, most likely. There may be other information not available to us right now, okay? There may be previous experience or something we don't know about person B yet that would help us understand how they would fit the job that person A is in. I doubt it, but it's possible. Conversely, person A is not going to be the right fit for a role that person B is likely to be hired in, like, for example, a new grad hire, an entry-level position for a recent college student, an internship for a boot camp grad. These are different personas. So you're not going to just pick one over the other because you have some kind of weird bias in either direction. You're going to actually thoughtfully think about, well, what is the problem I'm trying to solve here with this open rec, and what are the requirements of the job, and what does the person need to accomplish in this role? And that is how you pick the persona that fits your hiring need. So these silly little gameplay, thought-provoking clickbait types of posts are good for starting the conversation. And I'm glad that we get to talk about this, because what I want you to do, my beloved job-seeking community, there's 2 ways that you can look at this. Try them both. What is your actual persona today? What can we learn about you by looking at your resume, reading your LinkedIn profile, following your posts, reading the stuff that you write? Like, what is that persona? My persona, I hope, who knows, everybody's opinion is going to be different and some probably not very nice. But my persona, I hope, is, okay, Amy is somebody who's been in recruiting a long time, lots of experience, knows her shit, cares deeply about candidates. That's why she makes these videos every week. Really good at like strategy and consulting hiring managers and helping just drive, what does good recruiting look like from the inside and from the top down. Like, that's the persona that hopefully those of you who know me well and have worked with me have seen. I'm very transparent. What you see is what you get. I have recent hires who watch these videos and are like, damn, you're exactly like you were in the video. Before I interviewed, I watched all your stuff, and by golly, if you didn't make me the best offer, I mean, they're out there, believe me. Hi, Travis. But my point in saying that, right, is that's the persona that I have hopefully tried to, curate and develop, and that's what I want to leave people with. So what is your persona? I want you to think about this. What is your persona that you are leading with, that you are showing people? Second part of that, what's the persona you want to have. Because if you're not showing up where you want, and we'll use person A and person B as an example here, right? Like maybe person B really wants that person A job. Maybe they want something where they're just sitting and maintaining, and I'm not saying this is easy by any means, but like maybe they want that like clearly defined, just general maintenance of an existing database stuff. Made that up. Person B is not showing that persona. Person B isn't giving us the data to work with that says they could fit that role. So if you want to be viewed as a particular picture, if you will, what are you doing to make that reality? This is where you start looking at, maybe I need to do some volunteer work. Maybe I need to go back to school. Maybe I need to go get a certification. Maybe I need to, transfer to a different department in my organization, whatever it might be. Maybe you're completely getting off the career ladder you're on and you're starting at the bottom of a new career ladder. I don't know. But you have to hone in on what is the persona that I can really effectively sell today? And what is the persona that I want to strive for? That's how you get a recruiter's attention. That's what a hiring manager is going to hone in on. Okay, so here's the last little tidbit that I want to leave you with. This is the part that really just made me giggle and why I wanted to talk about it this week. So all of this, apparently, that this idea that, companies, you can only hire one or the other, and this is apparently the problem with the modern technology market. This person goes on to state, finish their post with this. This is one of the core problems of the modern technology market. Job descriptions and recruiters are looking for person A. They should hire person B. Friends, if the job description calls for person B, we will hire person B. It's that simple. Also, recruiters take their direction from the hiring managers, so you may file your complaint over there. We'll see you next week.